What's up, fellas? How goes things? So tell me, have you ever played Archmage, the mobile game? Or rather, the fantasy card battle game? Now, first off, this is the same game, fun fact, that's a mini card game in the wonderful game Might and Magic 8, Day of the Destructor, or Day of the Destroyer. And that game really takes me back, so high five if you recognize this game from there. And if you have played this game, it looks just like that one, only it's a little bit smoother, it's faster, it's got more cards, and you can easily just tap and use cards. It's a little bit easier than mouse in my way, but other than that, it's unchanged. It's the same thing, just with more cards. It's awesome. It's by Vitali Smyk. Vitali Smyk. It's in the description. I can't pronounce it, but there's an online version, and then this is the mobile version, which is like $1.99 on the App Store, and it's amazing. You can play this game for 5 minutes or for hours on end. It easily saves your progress in the game, so you can leave and play in a go, no problem. And for those who haven't played it, it's a fantasy card game where it's your tower versus the computer tower or player's tower if you play multiplayer. And the goal is to either build your tower to the highest goal that's set, or destroy your enemy's tower, or gain more resources than you know what to do with. Before we get in there, there's 3 options. The tutorial teaches you how to play. It's simple. Battle just throws you right in the game with a computer based on your settings. The multiplayer, you can play online. Let's take a look at the options. But vibration, few sparks if you want it to look sparkly, sound. There's no music, which is a bit sad, but this allows you to play this game with your own favorite music or other music. And whatever that does, you can change the difficulty, which is hard or easy. I leave it on easy because I'm still getting back in the swing of things. You can change the background of it to whatever background you want. You can edit your deck, but I leave it on default because it allows me to see all the new cards that they have in the game, which is cool. And then you can change settings. You can change the tower start position, wall start position, resources, how high you want your tower is in order to win, or in how many resources you need in order to win. Simple as that. Let's get into it. Continue game. Now we'll start back to the beginning. So here is the board. Now each you and your opponent has a deck, a bunch of random cards from different spell groups. You know, like Corey type cards, which are usually builds up your tower walls and gives you resources. Then you got magic type resources, which generates various effects, and you gain resources or steal them and throw magic creatures. Dungeon, which throws dungeon type creatures, mostly throwing a whole bunch of creatures at your opponent. And then there's various other ones. I think there's death, life, and then other. I forget what the other one is. Well, here it is. Here's your tower. Here's the enemy tower. That's your tower's life points, 25, and your wall life points. In order for your tower to get hit, they have to go through your wall, unless they have a card that otherwise directly hits your tower. And your goal is to either completely destroy the enemy's tower through use of cards. You know, like well, I don't have any cards like that, but like orcs, it does 5 damage, so it would do 5 damage to the wall unless it says 5 damage to the tower. And your goal is to either build up your tower all the way with cards. You know, certain cards will build up your tower, and gain your resources, or destroy the enemy's towers, like I said. And then here are your resources. I keep bumping the table. You got your quarry, you got your magic, your quarry, which is bricks, magic, which is with gems, and then dungeon, which is recruits, like slaves and whatnot. And the same with your enemy. The one means how many resources of that block you get each turn. So right now it's only 1, 1, 1, so I'm going to get one of each resource each turn. And each turn is every time it's back to you, your turn to play a card. And then you also get cards later on, like this crystal matrix. It gives me +1 to magic. Now what that'll do is that'll give me 2 to my magic. So actually, let me just play it. So now what I do is I have a 2. So now every turn I get 2 gems. And every card has a card cost. This is represented by this little number in the corner. And if it's blue, it takes that many gems. If it's green, it takes that many recruits. If it's red, it takes that many bricks. If it's 2 colors, it means it takes 2 of those colors. Death and life cards take all 3 resources, no matter what. If it's 0, it's free cost, you can play it freely. To play a card, you just click and drag up, and that plays the card. To discard a card, you can click and then throw down. If you have no resources, or you don't want to spend any resources, or you don't want to play any cards, you can pass your turn by discarding a card. You just click on the card and you just discard it. Like for example, I don't want discard, so I'll just click and throw down, and that discards it. And I don't waste it. I don't waste any resources, but I also waste a turn. I don't do anything. Up here you can see what the computer does. Right now he hit my wall, so my wall's down and whatnot. And this is where strategy comes in. You gotta decide: do you want to hit his tower, or do you want to build up your resources? Do you want to go all out offensive, or do you want to go all defensive? And you can play this game any number of ways. You can build up resources, you can do all sorts of stuff, whatever you fancy. And because it's a fantasy card game, you get all sorts of cool cards. Like this one's a salamander, this one's a spearman, little snakes. Later on you can get dragons and orcs and stuff, all cool stuff. And it's just a nice simple little game that you can play. It brings back memories. Remember playing this in Might and Magic 8, which was really fun. In that game you had to go around the different taverns and play different opponents. That was really cool. This is a nice simple card game. So with that, I'm just gonna play a little bit and show you how it goes. Let's up my magic. He gains half your resources. That's a life card, by the way. The dark symbol means he uses 2 of each resource. Let's get rid of lodestone. I like this. I like building up my quarries, or my resources, because I like having just tons of resources. I usually like to build as high as I can go, just for fun, just because I can. I think it's no fun if you try and kill them as soon as possible. And here's a creature. Creature does damage. It costs 13 of all 3 resources, which is expensive, but hits him with 15 damage and does 5 damage to the enemy's tower. Now when it just says 15 damage, that means it's just going to hit him 15 damage. But if he has a wall, again, it's going to take away from his wall first before touching his tower. Unless it says it hits his tower. I'm actually going to use my lower resource cards because I don't want to spend my resources now. He destroyed my wall. Let's throw a giant at him. let's do face jewel. Oh, can I hurt him? Let's see if I can kill him. Nope. I can do that. Ah, dang. By the way, if the card is not highlighted, that means you don't have the resources to cast it. Return half the damage to the last card played by an enemy. Just do that. Oh, I swapped out my cards. Let's just get rid of that. I don't want to lose any bricks. A lot of the Magic, the blue cards, are all about building up your tower and gems and whatnot. So like utility. Oh no, well, brick is somewhat utility in building up your tower and wall and gaining resources and stuff. I don't know, I haven't played it in so long that I can't quite remember exactly what the different cards are all about. I know death is all about doing major damage at a cost. Life is the opposite. Sacrifice my own wall for damage. I got the resources. I don't think that actually helped me. Corey is not the same, so another thing that's funny about this game, it kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings thing. So this is the Shire. This is Mordor. Oh wow, he's got a lot of magic. Energy Vortex, not anymore. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, I got nothing. Bears, huh? Oh, he's really low now. Done. And you won. Keep in mind though that if you're playing hard, it's really hard. I'm not quite ready for that. Right now I'm just casually playing for fun and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a nice casual card game. Not overly complicated or not. Yeah, there's a lot of deep theory crafting strategies you can do and whatnot, but it's just a nice fun little game that you can play on the go. And it's only $1.99. I strongly recommend it, especially if you have fond memories of Might and Magic 8. But pretty much anyone can enjoy it. It's nice and simple. So I highly recommend it. It's easy to play. And they actually just updated it recently and they added new cards to it, which is cool. I like how they're constantly updating it. But let's go ahead and play one more game. And that's Archmage. There's not much else to say. Quartz, 1 tower, play again. Build up my wall. Be careful not to spend a lot of resources at first, because until your stockpiles get higher, you can't generate that much resources, so using a lot of resources will screw you over in the long run. I'll hold on to that. Core is the same, so I don't want to bother. Oh, he's kicking my butt. Oh. I hurt my tower right now. I don't want to do that either. Oh, that might help. Even don't really do much good. Oh, one more. Aha. Fireball. Oh, he almost beat me there. Alright, I've been TryJojo. Thanks for watching. I highly recommend you get this game. If you don't have a mobile device, there is an online version, or go back and play my Magic 8. That game is awesome too, by the way. But this has been Archmage. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.